Justin and Ernie made almost $2 million in sale on Amazon in 2024. What is going to follow is a quick discussion that we had before a group coaching where he actually talked about his experience about what I told him and about how to actually be successful on Amazon. So it's just the raw conversation. I thought it could bring a lot of value to you guys. If you are here for the cool editing, all that stuff, you can quit this video right now. It's not about that. It's about actually giving you guys value and understanding how you can actually scale your business and why Amazon FBA is the best way for you to actually build a business, because it's one of the easiest business model, one of the easiest business that you can start today to make a lot of money. All right, so no fancy editing. We'll get another video about that with crazy editing, all that stuff in a few weeks, right? But I'll leave you with that discussion that I had with Ernie. And if you want to join, if you want to get the same results, go to scaling.com. Okay, www.scaling.com. You can join the next cohort that we are going to start, okay? Once again, it's all about actually teaching you how to scale your business, not to get interesting levels of revenue, not about all that bullshit that you see on YouTube usually, okay? Not about making views, because this video is not going to make views. It's just about giving you guys the value and make you guys understand what you could get.
Like, if you can tell me, like, what you were doing before actually starting Amazon and why you actually started Amazon.
Oh, it's kind of a long story.
That's fine. We have time. How much time do we have? We have 8 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, so so my background's in real estate. Okay, I own a real estate company. I learned how to leverage properties with the bank. And during COVID, I noticed a lot of my employees were like shopping online and not being very productive in real estate. And it got to the point where I said, if you guys are going to continue shopping on Amazon, we need to figure out how to turn this into a business. And I had no idea that third-party sellers sold on Amazon. I thought it was just Amazon selling Amazon products. I had no idea. So I finally did some research, and my employees told me, no, you can actually sell on Amazon. And I said, oh, really? Okay, well, if you guys are going to continue doing this in the office, we're going to turn this into a business. So so that's kind of how it started. Okay, that's how the idea started. So then they did the research and said, okay, you got to open up an LLC, which is simple to do. You have to open up a professional account with Amazon, simple to do. It's like $49 a month. You have to do a little interview with Amazon to get started. I go, this is too easy. I said, what's the catch? So then I realized, well, you just can't sell everything and anything. You have to get ungated and go through that process. So obviously I was ungated and I was gated in everything. Except for like, I think a few like toys, I believe, some generic toys. So I started with that. And then I found a wholesaler called EE Distribution that does toys. Now I had no idea that if you buy products, it's not profitable, but you use them to get them gated. So I started with the toys through them. Then I realized I need to figure out how this business works. So I told my employees, I said, find 3 gurus out there on the internet that are doing this full time. And I want to talk to them personally. So they found one guy, I won't mention their names. I set up a call with him, and within 20 seconds, he started talking about Lamborghinis and watches and Ferraris. I said, I don't care about that stuff. I want to learn how this business works, the mechanics of it, the details. I don't care about Lamborghinis. So I pretty much got off the call with him in 2 seconds because I knew he was full of shit.
Did you actually hang up?
I actually hung up. because it went on for 3 minutes about him talking about Lamborghinis and sitting on the beach.
Oh, really?
And I don't care about that. I want to learn the business and mechanics.
Do you actually like the beach? Because you like cold weather better, right? Because you're from Denver, correct?
I love the beach, but I don't care about the beach if I'm not making money with it. Okay?
Yeah.
So that was the first call. Then they set me up with another call. I got on the call with this other guru, and he started talking in generalities like, You have to work hard. You have to dedicate yourself. I said, I'm already doing that. Show me the mechanics. And he just kept talking about generalities, work hard, sacrifice yourself, dedicate yourself. So I hung up on him within 2 minutes because it was going nowhere. I knew he was full of shit too.
Yeah.
So then the third call was, they said, you need to talk to this guy named Chris. I said, okay, let me talk to Chris. So I got on the call with you, and within 30 seconds, you started talking about a target list.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, now we're on to something here. Obviously, this target list is a secret sauce to this business, and Chris knows how to use it. The other two don't. So we talked about the target list. You showed me some things. You never talked about generalities. You never talked about Lamborghinis. You actually talked about the business. So I said, okay, we're on to something here. I said, this guy figured it out. I said, I need to learn from him this business. So that's kind of just how it started. Was that
Yeah.
simple phone call from you, and you talked about the target list and how to set up the target list and things like that. So that's kind of how that started, you know.
Yeah. And by the
So
way, all hard, because like there's a lot of talk online, right? People saying, and I actually read the video on that yesterday. People saying that Amazon is a hard business to run because of returns, because of you know, like having to deal with brands being restricted. Do you feel like running an Amazon business is a business that is actually hard?
it's not a hard business, okay? I've run many businesses in my life. Amazon is the easiest business I've run. However, you have to learn how to leverage credit, leverage money, and you have to figure out how to sell your inventory within 30 days. If you have access to credit, if you have access to brands to sell, and you can figure out the numbers how to sell your products quickly, you'll do just fine. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most people don't know how to leverage money or leverage credit or use the
Mhm.
banks.
Yeah.
So if you can learn how to do that, if you can learn how to get leads, that's the other part of it, because sooner or later your business is going to fail without customers or leads.
Mhm.
So you have to constantly get leads and customers, sell the products within 30 days or 45 days, access to credit. This business is easy, and don't do stupid things like like
Exactly.
like like sell fraudulent things. You know,
Mhm.
don't prep things properly. If you could do those simple things, you have a shot.
And by the way, how many employees do you have working for you with your Amazon FBA business?
Okay, so I leverage my real estate business with the Amazon business. So I use my employees in the real estate business to use the Amazon business. I have 4 that work the Amazon. They pack and ship for me. They shop for me doing retail arbitrage, and they do sourcing for me with the target list on online.
And the crazy thing is that you still put in a lot of, like, you're a busy man and you're still actually putting, like, going in the trenches yourself, right? And working a lot yourself, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because here's the other thing: you have to learn how to manage your time wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people waste time sitting
Yeah.
around watching football games, yelling at the
Mm-hmm.
TV, you know, thinking about, oh, I have to do this today, I have to do that today. Those are all distractions.
Yeah. And by the way,
Manage
yeah,
your time wisely.
there's a lot of people that get into my mentorship and that immediately want to outsource anything and not put any work at all. So what do you feel? How do you feel about that?
No, you have to learn the business first.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get in the trance to learn the business, then you can start outsourcing and delegating tasks slowly but surely over time. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to know what you're doing first. You just can't
Exactly.
just can't be an investor and say, oh, I'm going to do this, let other people run it for me. You're going to fail. You have
Mm-hmm.
to know the mechanics of the business. You have to know your numbers. You have to know where your money is every day. And then slowly over time, you can outsource to VAs or
Yeah,
other people to do it for you. So
exactly.
but that,
And
that process will probably take you 6 months to figure it
yeah,
out. And
for
then
you,
you
but
outsource.
way more for somebody else that has way less experience, in
That's right.
business. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And to finish quickly because it's midnight, like what were your numbers when we started working together, and what do your numbers look like now, more or less?
Okay. When you and I first started, I was still early on. Okay. And we could talk about the journey on that in another interview. But when I first started with you, I was probably making $4,000 a month gross. Okay. It's been 2 years now. I'm doing, in 2024, I did almost $2 million in gross
That's
sales.
great. That's
Okay.
great. That's amazing.
And I haven't done anything hard or out of the ordinary. I just know my numbers. I know how to get leads. I use a target list. I know how to use the stores of retail arbitrage, which we'll talk about later. You have to have a route when you go to these stores. So that's kind of how I did it.
Yeah. And to
It's
get
not,
back to what you were saying, so you're doing like 2 millions a year, but you're still getting your hands dirty, right? Like still going on
yes,
trash, still sourcing. And okay, so for like, I don't know if I'm going to use this for a long video, whatever, but like for the guys that are, because like I'm telling you, I have so many young guys in college coming, and like they said, oh, I want to outsource anything. Oh, I don't want to do this because it's not scalable. I don't want to go and source this website and keep like placing multiple orders, whatever, because it's not scalable. It is actually scalable. And
it is.
if Ernie is doing that, if Ernie is getting his hands dirty, while he actually runs a successful real estate company and actually doing 2 millions a year on Amazon, like everybody, like if you're not even doing like $5,000 a month, like you definitely need to get your hands dirty, you know?
I mean, look, I can go to a Ross store right now and I can spend 1 hour in a Ross store and walk out of there with between $1,000 and $1,500 in inventory. Or I can go online and I could show somebody how to use Kohl's or J.C. Penney's in 45 minutes to get the same effect.
Yeah.
It's an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. That's great. But okay, thank you so much, Ernie. We'll finish up like another day or in Vegas, whatever.